Hello, my atheist and theist friends. This is quiet time. When I was 18 months old, somebody knocked on my mother's door. It was a Jehovah Witness. This person told my mother that she had the truth. My mother believed it and became a devout Christian in that cult. She raised me from that day on in what she believed was the truth. And I believed all of it. How could I not? All the adults around me believed the same thing. I started knocking on doors at the age of 5. I was so young, I couldn't even say not interested. I would say instead, not instarated. And everyone thought it was so cute. I believed that this was normal behavior. How could I not? Everyone around me was doing the same thing. At age 7, I joined the theocratic ministry school. I became a public speaker. I would speak in front of large audiences and preach the Bible the way that I was told to interpret it. I was very good at it. At age 11, I consciously baptized my life to Jesus and Jehovah. The whole time I was in school, I was ridiculed and teased. I did not salute the flag. I had to leave and go to the library whenever holiday activities were being done in the class. I wasn't allowed to play sports. I wasn't allowed to hang out with worldly kids. I wasn't allowed to wear baggy pants, which was very cool at the time. This was okay in my mind because Jesus was ridiculed, and I was told that if I wanted to be a follower of Christ, I had to be hated by the world just like he was. I wasn't allowed to watch certain TV shows. I wasn't allowed to play with squirt guns. I wasn't allowed to play with other children unless they were Jehovah Witnesses. I had to study the Bible, the Watchtower, and the Wake constantly. I had to attend twice a week to 2-hour-long meetings. I also had to attend once a week an hour-long Bible study. I had to keep up with my mandatory readings and study and the studies that were outlined by the governing body. I believed the earth was 6,000 years old. I believed Adam and Eve were the first humans and that they were created by God personally. I believed that they made a mistake, and because of that mistake, that Jesus had to die so that we could get to paradise. I didn't believe in evolution. I didn't believe in science. I didn't believe we were all equal. How could I? Everyone I thought cared about me told me this was all true. I wasn't allowed to learn. I wasn't allowed to ask questions. I wasn't allowed to think for myself. I wasn't allowed to read anything, unless the governing body approved of it. I was confused, but I did not want to question God. How could I? I was just a mere human. How could I know what God thought, or why he did the things he did in the Bible, or why he wasn't doing anything for us now? I had questions that no one could answer. I was told to just have faith. I did my best to worship Jehovah and to follow Jesus' example. I wanted to be good more than anything. Then one day, a girl came into our kingdom hall. Her name was Brittany, and she was the most beautiful girl I have ever seen. She liked me, and I liked her. We weren't allowed to date, so we did, in secret. We would sneak letters back and forth, and we would hang out every second that we could. We did this for 3 years before we finally kissed and said, "I love you." This was the beginning of the end for me. Things moved quicker and quicker and quicker after that. The next thing you know, it became physical. We were found out, and this was the end of me being a Jehovah's Witness. They shunned me and Brittany. No one would talk to us. We were disfellowshipped for fornication. We didn't have any people skills. We didn't know how to hang out with normal people. We were confused, and we were alone. This was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. But it hurt so fucking bad. You'll have to wait for part 2. And as always, don't think like me. Just think